Hi there, thanks for joining us. We are three members of Emmanuel Worship, and today we're going to be talking about one of our songs from our upcoming EP, which is called Through It All. The song we've picked to talk about today is Micah 6:8. Let me introduce who we've got here. We've got Emily and we've got Sam. So Emily on this record was the lead vocalist. Yep. She was also part of the writing team, and Sam was also part of the writing team and was also playing bass on this record and has produced the whole record as well.
And this is Stuart. He's a music and worship coordinator at the church Emmanuel Worship comes out of. And you do all kinds of things on the record.
Yeah,
play guitar, sing BVs, help produce as well.
Yeah, part of the writing team too. So the purpose of these videos is that we wanted to take you through the inspiration of each song, where each song came from, what was going through our minds, and what was going through our Christian lives as we wrote these songs. Where did they come from? We're going to take you through the process of the writing and the process of recording. So first off, this song, Micah 6:8, obviously came from the passage, Micah 6:8. And we had this songwriting life group before lockdown, before COVID hit. We were meeting every other week, weren't we? And we were just writing songs together, which was amazing. And I really wanted to write something that kind of explained how we are followers of Christ, we are Jesus people in our everyday lives. You know, so like that every day, in everything we do, we're living it out for Jesus.
Yeah, and I think from our point of view, as people who work in churches, or you're thinking about a church service, I'm thinking about a Bible story to unpack with kids, the sort of thinking about Jesus is always kind of in our work really obviously there. And perhaps it's quite easy for us to kind of sit and go, yeah, make Jesus a part of your everyday, when it kind of already is for us kind of as a job. So we really wanted to write a song that would hopefully inspire and encourage people who are in jobs that don't kind of directly have that input in it already, that you can see Jesus in your everyday and you can show Jesus to people and what you do in your everyday.
Yeah, that's nice. In our songwriting group, there was us three in the room that day, and also we had Sheridan Lloyd and we had Karen West in there as well.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
and I was flicking through my phone as we were getting ready to, as we're coming to this point where we're going to release the song, and I found, I think, the note from the bridge from that day, and it was dated, I think, the 5th of March, 2020.
Wow.
So that means I think it's probably the last song we've worked on as a group, because I think 2 weeks later, lockdown started and we were all working on how to make the church go online, and
so this literally was the last thing we wrote in person together before COVID happened.
It was, yeah.
Oh wow, it's amazing. And then so of course the passage that we were looking at, the passage that this idea of being Jesus people in our everyday drew us to, Micah 6:8. Maybe Sam, could you just read that bit, maybe from like verse 6?
Sure. So it says this: "With what shall I come before the Lord and bow down before the exalted God? Shall I come before him with burnt offerings, with calves a year old? Will the Lord be pleased with thousands of rams, with 10,000 rivers of olive oil? Shall I offer my firstborn for my transgressions, the fruit of my body for the sin of my soul? He has shown you, O mortal, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you? To act justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God."
Yeah, I love that, because it's basically the writer is saying, oh, do I have to do this? Give up my firstborn? Do I have to do all these things for you, God? But then God says, no, actually, what I really want of you is to act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly. It really is that simple. Yeah,
that's why we don't mention the rivers of oil in our song.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think about that passage? How does that unpack it for you guys?
I guess for me personally, even though I do have a Christian focus in working for a Christian charity as my sort of day job, going into so many schools, I do encounter a lot of people that don't come to church, who wouldn't say that they're followers of Jesus. And so really kind of like living out that love and like the things Jesus wants people to know about him, kind of as Emily to them, is kind of what this means for me. So when I'm meeting a teacher who's like super stressed about a SATs week, or maybe they've got an Ofsted coming in, or whatever is going on for them, maybe they've got loads of teachers off because of COVID or whatever's going on, to be kind of that Jesus presence in that moment. For me, that's kind of how I want to take that out of my own faith, my own journey, and from church into other places. But even just like as simple as when you're in a coffee shop, just being like trying to be a blessing to them. If they've got like 15 people lining up, all demanding the perfect flat white, you just being like the really smiley, patient person that encourages them and makes them feel like, okay, you know, this is all right. We've got this.
Yeah. And there's I suppose there's a difference between that just being a nice person, but doing it in Jesus' name.
Yeah.
It kind of just adds something to it, doesn't it? It's not just it's not just me being nice for me and for you. There's God in this. Jesus is here with us right now, and the way I act around this person making me the perfect flat white is me living out how I should be in Jesus' name.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's really interesting. Did you want to say anything?
Yeah, I mean, looking at this passage, it's kind of, it starts talking about, well, what do I do for God? Do I give him stuff? And actually, no, it's what God wants is our whole lives. He wants us to live every day modelling him, doing what he's asked us to do, which is to act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly. We can't just appease God by giving stuff to him and then doing what we like. We've got to give him our whole lives and let him transform us in that.
It's really interesting, isn't it? Like we've, as a church, as Emmanuel Croydon, we've been recently going through a whole a new vision thing.
Yeah.
We've been putting together this church vision, something that we can all grab hold of, live by, go, yep, we're up for that, and then go and do it. And an interesting part of that, something which we found in the church vision, says this: we want to be a place at Emmanuel Croydon where we show and share our faith in our everyday lives. And then there's another bit that says we want to be a place where confident faith overflows into service and experience of the Spirit's work in our everyday. And it's interesting, let me just grab this iPad down here because it's got the lyrics on it. There's this bit in, verse 2, which says, wherever I am, you make a way for you to use me in my everyday. Now, bear in mind that we wrote that at the beginning of 2021. And it's
started writing it in 2020.
Well, exactly, and it's only now in 2022, and we're in like May of 22 when we're recording this.
Yeah.
That we've been putting together this vision. So it's almost like God's been doing this stuff in amongst us, getting us ready to write this song long before he was going to give our church, the rest of our church leaders and our PCC, this church vision. And I think there's something deeply prophetic about what we wrote 2 years ago to now really make sense for this point in our church family's life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think like sort of looking for Jesus and trying to do the work with Jesus in our everyday changed so much from the start of 2020 to now, like halfway through 2022, of what people needed, what people were able to offer. You know, when the idea of, okay, let's get out our church, and all the other days when we're not in church showing Jesus, you know, when we couldn't even get out our own homes. So like we couldn't get into church and just have that, like we had to do Jesus everywhere. Yeah,
exactly. But it's funny, like writing it in that, just before that COVID time. Sam, take us through kind of where we got to, because we started it writing it in person.
Yeah.
And then where did we take it from there?
So we started writing this song, I think a couple of other songs that we're going to be putting out in person. And then, we kind of hit that point of we were all working out how to do church online. I think we were all working it for different churches at the time. And we kind of like thought, great, we'll leave these songs. We'll focus, I think, firstly on getting the realization out and working for our own churches. And I think once we put the realisation out in October 2020? Yeah.
Yeah,
2020.
it was.
We then,
So we had to do like a lockdown launch.
Yeah.
we then, I think in January thought, well, let's start looking at some of these other songs that we've written since we finished writing the realisation, and let's get them ready for release. So I think we started in January 2021. We were all on Zoom. I was in Peterborough. I think you were going between...
I was like in Tunbridge.
You were in Croydon. And yes, we were kind of writing in Zoom and plugging mics and guitars in to try and hear each other. And once we, I think, kind of figured out the songs we wanted to do, I think maybe it was after Easter or just before Easter, we started sending some acoustic demos around to the guys in the band. We started getting ideas from them of what we were going to do. Started kind of saying, oh, I really like that guitar part. Actually, that guitar part doesn't work. Let's try this thing. Love that keys part, but actually that doesn't work with this thing. Should we do it in this key? Should we do it in that key? Went through all that process, and then
remotely.
So we were
like in our own homes while we couldn't leave.
Yeah, we were all like, you know, plugging into our interfaces in. I was in my bedroom. I think you were probably in your office.
Yeah.
Tommy and Dave and everyone were kind of doing it in their front rooms, and we were, kind of amalgamating all these things on my Mac, and then trying to bring the song together. And then I think we did our Easter stuff here in 2021, and then thought, right, let's get on, let's record this project, let's try and put it out properly, have it recorded from our own home. And then that was, I think, the point that lockdown started to end and the world started to open up. So I think we had bass, drums and acoustic guitar all recorded. Then we have had very busy summers gigging. I think you had a whole bunch of weddings you were going to. and then we started to pick it up again, I think, last October, getting Tommy's parts down, then we got Sheridan's parts down, and then we recently recorded your vocals, and I think today we are going to try and get the gospel choir recorded as well.
So that's our excuse about why it's taken so long, basically.
But it will be
there
out
was
soon.
a lockdown, and I had some weddings.
You'll be able to hear it pretty soon.
So we've got a whole bunch of great musicians on this. We've got Dave Forsythe on drums, we've got Tommy Grant on electric guitar, and Sheridan, he was part of the writing team for this song. He played keys on it as well. I think we've got some additional vocals from Hannah, our intern, as well on the track. And
so there's so many people involved in this. We can't fit them all in this like fake room right now. But today we're recording our gospel choir, which we kind of got together for a few Easters. And we're just kind of like, this is so great. Like, how do we use this more? And it's sort of slightly different kind of worship style to what we done before.
It's a slightly different sound this song, isn't it? And I really wanted us to kind of go after that quite gospel-y sound and open it up and do something slightly different. And those guys are going to sound amazing on it tonight when we record it. And I can't wait to hear the final thing.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
So soon we'll have it out for you guys to listen to.
Yeah. So they can't all be with us today in this tiny room, but we did want to kind of just run through a quick chorus with you guys, so you know, so you're a bit familiar with it. Do you want to go from the pre-chorus, the "You Call, I'll Follow" bit? Yeah. So that's so 1, 2, 3, 4. You call, I'll follow. You require of me to work justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with you, God. To work justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with you, God.
And that's it. It's really simple. And the interesting thing is, we did it with our church family this Sunday just gone, and they heard it for the first time. They picked up the chorus. They were like, "Yeah, we love this. We're going to sing this." We would love it if anybody else wants to use it as part of their church worship services. All of our chord charts are going to be in the description. A link to those on our website. And yeah, do let us know on our social media, which is also linked in our description. Do let us know if you're going to be using this song in your church. Let us know how it's going. Let us know what God is doing with it in amongst your church family as well.
Yeah, let us know what you think.
Yeah. So Sam, will you let us know how we can interact with this song and what else we can do?
So we are going to be putting this song out initially on YouTube, and then hopefully as soon as we can get it all up, we'll get it on Spotify, Apple Music, all other major streaming services. And in fact, you might be watching this a couple of weeks after we've released it. And if you are, everything is going to be down in the description. You can find links to all sorts of stuff down there as well as a link to our website with the chord charts. So that's where you can find all of those bits there.
Yeah.
And free.
And this is where we could really do with your help, guys, because we want to get this music out there. We want to get it shared as far and as wide as we can. So a few things you can do. I would first love you to like this video. If you've enjoyed this, watching this, like this video. Subscribe to our channel. Do that. And then go on all of our social media, Emmanuel Worship, type that into Facebook, Instagram, wherever you can find us, and give us a follow on there and share everything that we put out. We would love you to get involved in our little Emmanuel Worship family. Yeah. Awesome. Well, it's been lovely to chat to you guys. It's been lovely to chat and involve you guys. Why don't you, when you've heard the song, write in the comments what you like about it, maybe your favorite line, and keep looking out on this channel. There'll be some more of these videos coming up. And yeah, we will see you in the next one.
Bye.